So we got Boruto chapter 60, and with this chapter I really feel like we have just ended the Kawaki arc. This arc overall has been a very long arc with a lot of fights, and now that Ichiki Otsutsuki's dead, for the past 5 to 6 chapters we have gotten a lot of build up. But I do want to talk about this chapter since there are some key moments that they do show in this chapter that will play a very important role later in the story. So I do want to talk about the first page where they do show Code's claw marks, and apparently these claw marks, this is how Code is able to teleport among places. Essentially, I talked about it before, these claw marks with these black studded belts, Code is actually able to teleport among the claw marks, sort of like how Minato's flying Raijin works in a way. This is how he's able to teleport among dimensions because it isn't space-time ninjutsu, but this is how he's able to get to the Ten Tails, since we do know earlier in the arc Code was indeed guarding the Ten Tails. So this is how he's able to leave dimensions and go into the real world, by teleporting among these claw marks. He has set up a bunch of these claw marks around the Leaf Village and as well as the other 5 great nations. Now we do know that his current goal is to kill Naruto, Sasuke, and Amado to get his revenge on Ishiki Otsutsuki's death. And thing is, I feel like he's really planning it out since he has a bunch of these claw marks put around the Leaf Village. It does state in Boruto chapter 60 that Code did put 4 spots where he has claw marks around the outer wall of the village. None of these marks have gotten inside the village, but the reason why he put it on the outer wall is because he actually won't be detected. We know that the Yamanaka sensory system, they can sense any outsiders that are heading inside the Leaf Village, so it is smart of him to put these claw marks on the outside of the village so he can gather intel. But as we do know, Shikamaru and Sai, they've been setting up guard posts around these claw marks in order to investigate, just in case Code does indeed go through these claw marks and head into the Leaf Village. This is a heavy foreshadowing because I talked about it before. Code's gonna attack, man. He's gonna attack the Leaf Village very soon. With Kishimoto having these claw marks shown in this chapter, it does foreshadow that, yo, Code is going to attack soon, and I feel like right now he's just trying to gather intel. Because back in Boruto chapter 56, Code did say that he isn't naive like Delta. We know what happened with Delta. Delta just jumped inside the village and started fighting Naruto, and she got destroyed. So Code doesn't want to suffer that same exact fate, so I feel like right now he's trying to gather intel in order to gather a plan, and once he actually has a plan, he's gonna execute it, man. He's gonna catch everyone off guard with these claw marks, since he's actually monitoring everyone. We do know that in the Boruto anime and the manga, he was actually monitoring who actually got the Karma Seal after Momoshiki's death, so he actually is pretty good at gathering intel. I'm telling you right now, in the next couple of chapters in the Boruto manga, he's gonna start making his move. Maybe not right away, but we're gonna get into something crazy before the time skip. I've talked about it before, man. We're gonna get into this final battle with Code, and this is what's gonna transition us into the time skip. We're not gonna get the time skip in the next couple of chapters. I don't see it at all, man. I see it where Code actually takes action and attacks the Leaf Village, and that's what they're foreshadowing right now, man. And in the next scene, we get Sumire and Amado, and it seems like Sumire is still pressing Amado if he's going to betray Konoha or not. It seems like she doesn't really trust him 100% at this point, but she's still pressing him, and we see that Amado's actually creating a new cyborg. It seems like this is going to be a powerful ally for the Leaf Village to fight whatever threat, and that seems like it's going to fight Code. And I've seen a lot of theories on this potential cyborg that Amado's making for Konoha, and it seems like a lot of people are saying that it's Delta based on the silhouettes of it, but in my opinion, I don't think it's Delta. I think it's someone completely different, since we do know that Delta is turned off. I'm pretty sure Amado can turn her right back on, so I'm pretty sure this is someone completely different at this point, and it's pretty interesting because Katasuke allowed Amado to make this. We know that Amado is now part of the scientific team alongside Katasuke, and Katasuke actually gave him permission to make this cyborg for Konoha, so it's actually pretty interesting, as I have my theories that, yo, Amado may be a bad guy, and this cyborg that he may be making might actually be a villain once he actually turns heel, which is still a theory. If he's a good guy, he's a good guy, but I feel like this cyborg that he's making for Konoha, this might not be true, man. I feel like this is something that he's made just for himself, so once he actually goes bad, he's gonna use this to his advantage. But you know, that's just my theory. Let me know what you think. Is Amado still a good guy? Do you still trust him? Next we go to Boruto's organization, where we see the Naruto Death Squad just in the bar playing around. We see Damon, he's trying to ride Code, and eventually he jumps on Bug, and this is where Code actually tries to use the belts on Damon in order to test his reflector ability. We know that in the last chapter, Boruto chapter 59, Damon's reflector ability is insane. He can reflect any killing intent back onto the user, killing them instantly, and it's really powerful, man. It's probably one of the most broken Hexi jutsus we've ever seen in the Naruto franchise, so the fact that he has something like this, he's actually very broken, and it seems like Code is trying to find a weakness to this reflector ability. It seems like he's trying to learn whether this ability is passive or not. If it is a passive ability, which I think it is, it's going to be insanely broken. This reflector ability is going to be absolutely insane, but I do think that Kishimoto's trying to set up a weakness to see if someone can actually take him down, and Code is trying to learn about that weakness. And the thing is, Code does tell Damon about his abilities with his claw marks and his studded belts, but also with Damon, he also tries to explain his abilities, but at the same time, Ida tells him them not to. She doesn't want to give away all of their abilities to Code, because she does say that more time needs to pass on before we tell you everything to Code. So it is pretty interesting because it seems like there are more abilities to Ida and Damon that we don't know of, which is actually pretty good. So I'm thinking that once they actually get into action, they're gonna have some crazy abilities that we have never seen before. It seems like Ida as well has some abilities that she is currently hiding aside from her Senringan and her ability to capture hearts. So it seems like she has other abilities that she can use, which we don't know of yet. It's probably going to be used in the future, but that's pretty interesting because we're still getting to know more about these villains. And for the rest of the chapter, they showed a lot of development for Kawaki. He's on the Hokage statue thinking, and when Naruto comes up to him, Kawaki tells him, yo, I really like this place. I really like being in the spots. He even says it's out of character for me. So it seems like he finds it weird to be up there. And he does tell Naruto, yo, I don't feel like I belong here. With who I am as a person, with how I got into the village while being tracked down by Kara, I don't belong here, man. Kawaki is literally saying, I'm a threat to society, man. He is literally a threat. We know in the earlier arc of the Kawaki arc, so many Kara members were trying to track him down. We had people like Al, Kashin Koji, Delta, Jigen, Ishiki. So many people tried to get to Kawaki, and some people even invaded the Leaf Village in order to get to him. And right now, he just feels like an outsider. And he even says, there's no place for me to even live here. And this is where Naruto at the end of the chapter, he says, yo, don't worry, man. Everyone that is in the Leaf Village is allowed to live here. My role as Hokage is to allow everyone, even someone like Kawaki, like you, to live at ease in the Leaf Village. That is the reason why Naruto is Hokage. He wants to allow everyone to have a chance to live in the Leaf Village. He doesn't want anyone to be outcasted like how Naruto was as a kid. So he wants to include everyone and give everyone an equal chance to live. That's why Naruto is Hokage for a reason. He was outcasted as a kid. He doesn't want anyone, including Kawaki, to be treated like that ever again. That's why Naruto's Hokage, man. And I really like that talk. It really hit home, and that really reassured Kawaki to be in the village. And I do want to talk about Boruto's karma. They didn't really talk about it that much. We do know that he is taking the pills right now, but I know damn well in the future those pills are gonna fuck him up. We know that those pills that he is taking right now, there are some serious consequences of him potentially going blind, or he can even die. So that's gonna be crazy, man. And I know damn well they're gonna show some focus on that. I have a feeling in the next couple of chapters we're gonna get some real focus on Boruto and how he's currently feeling, because it does state in the chapter that he hasn't really felt anything from taking the pills so far. Once we get more chapters, especially later down on the line of the story, Boruto's gonna feel those side effects of taking those pills, and that's gonna destroy him, man. I really want to see how his mental is while taking these pills. So far he's taking it like a champ. He's feeling good about it. There isn't anything bad so far, but once he gets those side effects, I really want to see how his mental is. I want to see if his mental gets destroyed while taking these pills, because that would be very interesting for Boruto's character. Boruto is already a complex character in my opinion, so getting these pills on top of that and being destroyed and feeling those after effects, that is something I'm really hoping we get to see in the next couple of chapters. But that is all for Boruto chapter 60. I feel like it was a solid chapter for build up. However, I gotta say, we gotta turn things up, man. In the past 5 chapters, it really has been just build up toward the end of the Kawaki arc, and I feel like at the end of this chapter, we have just ended the Kawaki arc overall. I understand these like build up chapters are necessary for Kawaki's character and Boruto as well, but I really feel like it's time to really turn things up in the story and get into the next arc. Kishimoto hasn't really written a full entire arc yet ever since he came back to the Boruto manga, so I'm really excited on what's to come, especially with Kishimoto coming back on the pen to write this new arc, which I feel like it needs to start in the next couple of chapters. I'm really anxious for that final battle before the time skip, because I know it's coming. Code's gonna pull up with Damon and Ida. Mado's making that new cyborg. You know, we've gotten a lot of build up, but overall, let me know how you feel about this chapter. For me, it was a solid chapter, but let me know how you feel about this chapter in the comment section below, because I've seen some criticisms, I've seen some praises. Give me a rating out of 10 on how you felt about the chapter, and tell me, are you ready for Code to pull up in the Leaf Village? Because I feel like this is gonna happen, man. This is gonna happen before the time skip. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.